Just packing up the boot. Loads of space under the floor for tools. Spare wheels under that one and jump leads, so we'll take a little jump pack with us as well. Get all the bedding in the back. Got kettle, little camping stove, teas, coffees, and then a little 12-volt cooler box, plug-in one. So that'll be pretty good. Get the rest of the stuff in and then off we go. Car's all packed up, just about to leave, and then this has just happened. Typical. Right on, just about to leave. Time is now, let's have a look, 9:22, Friday the 25th of August. I'm just about to leave to go down to Land's End, very late, loads of problems today, not with the car, just everything else going wrong, but 3-hour drive down to Land's End. Should get there hopefully midnight, and then up at 5 AM to do like a 12 to 14 hour drive to John Groats. So finally actually driving. Bloody hell, I'm only about what, six hours later than I thought. Bank holiday weekend. We thought I thought it was going to be on the road by about 3 o'clock easily. Turns out I was pretty wrong. It's now
at the end of the road, turn right.
9 o'clock.
38.
So got some miles to hit, 143 miles to do tonight. Bit too late to set up properly and then have some food or anything, so I'll try and get up quite early. Try video some surroundings before then smashing the road for a long day. But oh, you're demanding. But yeah, I'll speak to you in a bit. Alright, so just reset the counter. 0.3 miles into the journey. I'll work out all my average miles per gallon and that at the end, but it says we've got 451 miles. I'm hoping that goes up a lot more because my petrol E46 318 CI gives me more mileage than that, so that's pretty bad. Well, that's the first journey done. Made it all the way down to Land's End. Time is now 23:36. So, gonna get up for about 4:30. See if we can run to the signpost, take a picture, make a cup of coffee, and then hit the road. So, see you in the morning. I've got a cup of coffee on its way. I'm having to boil it in the car because it's blowing out. Yeah, check this view out. cup of coffee mood. This little mini fridge is awesome, perfect right size. But yeah, get this packed away, stick around for another 10 minutes and then show you around. Yeah, quick stroll down to the post. I didn't sleep very well, but it's better than I thought it was going to be. I guess I'm more excited about trying to get it. There's no signs on the post, but here we go. So yeah, that's one destination. Can finish my cup of coffee and then hit the road. John of Groats, 874. Right, let's get on it. First and last house. This place is just awesome. It's so weird walking around places when there's no one else around. Nice little park. That's pretty cool. A little model village. We're gonna have to get some fuel at some point. But yeah, time is now 6:39. We're gonna get there at 8:54, providing no stops. So yeah, I'm not sure we're gonna make this one, but we'll give it a go. Alright, that's one done. Let's try to get to John of Groats today before sunset. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'm still gonna hit the road anyway because why not? Yeah, let's get into this mission then. Just about head off now. Car's all ready. At start point, but obviously can't go down there. Right, let's go. Leaving Land's End. What place? 837 miles, here we go. Let's get into it. Well, that didn't last long. Battery lights already just come on. Fuck's sake. Battery lights already come on. Something's not happy. Yeah, looks like one of the tensioners or pulleys seized. Well, things to do in a moment of crisis is get the kettle on. Far too early to be thinking about how to get out of this mess. So I'm gonna have a cup of coffee, watch the sun come up properly, and then crack on. I think the alternator is actually seized, so, or seizing, so I'm going to try find a way that I can lubricate that with very limited tools. As far as this challenge goes, it is pretty much over, but it's now a new challenge on how to get home. So I'm going to continue with this mission, enjoy the scenery, and yeah, maybe even get the car limped on a little bit further and find another spot. So we'll stick around Cornwall instead. So I've come to the conclusion that it's actually the alternator or the idler pulley under it that's seized. So the only way I can try lubricate it is a bit of oil. So we'll see how that goes. So a quick update on the car. All the pulleys, idlers, everything, it seems fine. Everything's free, there's no resistance, there's nothing over the top of that. But my problem, I think, is between the tensioner and the idler that sits right below it. I'll zoom in a bit. It's like they are too close that their belt's actually touching. So I've got to somehow figure out a way to keep the tensioner away from the belt. Because that would explain why there's no burning, there's no melting on the belt on the back side of it. The belt's actually not very old, so I'm guessing someone's come across this problem before. But the actual ribbed bit of the pulley, or of the belt, sorry, is getting really hot, and that's going to be where the smoke's coming from. So I've somehow got to figure out a way to make my belt shorter, so it gets it stretched, which it is touching, just gently touching. The alternator, it spins freely, everything spins freely. So somehow, so I guess I've got failed tensioner or something that's just not tight enough. Yeah, we have fun figuring that out whilst I drink my coffee. But lovely weather. I thought it was going to be a nice sunny day today. Right, so we've got some insulation tape. I've got one of the idler pulleys. The belt is actually a little bit thinner than the width of this insulation tape, so my idea is to pack this out as much, well, a lot more than is already there, chuck that on. Hopefully that would then essentially lengthen or shorten the belt, and then that would that'll give me a bit more distance between the two. So right, belts are all back on now. The weather's really weird. 1 minute it's absolutely chucking it down, next sun's out. So got all the 7-time belt back on, just gonna put a boost pipe back on and then fire it up, see if I can spin the car around. I think new plan, I want to go to the pub. I want to go to the last pub in England, so it'd be rude not to have a pint, and then maybe we might get on the road later on, or I might just find another lay-by and camp here for another night. Right, so the belt's all on, that's all done. Hopefully, I'm just about to start it up now. If it works, it works. If not, I'm gunning it back to a bigger lay-by, just so I can get off this roadside bit anyway. And then I'll probably walk back down to the last pub in England and go have myself a pint. See you in a bit. Battery light's gone out. Oh, it's flickering. Fuck's sake. Well, the battery light's gone out. I can't smell any smoke for a minute. There's a lay-by, a bigger lay-by up here, so I'm going to pull into that, make sure everything's alright. But yeah, managed to get back on the road for a bit. Made it to the lay-by. So yeah, made it back to the lay-by. It's a bigger lay-by. Set up some food and might head back to, well, I think I'm about 4 miles. I'm like 4 miles from Land's End, less than that. So, bit of a dilemma what to do still. Battery light keeps flickering on and off, which was to be expected. It's also bank holiday weekend, so motorway is not going to be a good option, especially at this time anyway. So let's go chill out for the day. So I think I finally figured out the problem, and I think it's the power steering pump that's seizing up. So everything spins freely, and yet the power steering pump, if you spin it repeatedly by hand, eventually it starts seizing up more and more, which is weird because there's nothing wrong with the power steering at all whilst driving along. It doesn't even go slightly heavier. You just get a lot of smoke from the engine bay, which is obviously the belt slipping on the seized bearing. But right, I'll show you what I mean. So power steering, we'll spin that around, and it sort of clicks and then gets tighter and tighter and tighter. But you can like back it off, go again, it's free, as like really free, and then just clicks and goes hard again. So I'm going to try figure this one out. We've got a bit of brain energy, so see what we can come up with. Just taught myself a little life hack. So when you got no tools, you got to think outside the box a little bit. I need to get a little bit of oil behind the power steering pulley pulley. But yeah, I've got no WD or any way of actually getting in there without making a massive mess. But yeah, got a dipstick quick dip in the oil and then dip it on the back. So quite impressed with that. Obviously, if you haven't got spare oil, then use your engine oil. Just make sure you clean the end before you put it back in. But yeah, hopefully this will do something. Right, sat here currently contemplating life, and some of you might be thinking that, why don't you just phone AA or whatever. I could do that, but I would have been driving all day today anyway, so thought, well, might as well just take a day to try and get it fixed myself on the roadside. I like a challenge. And then two, my new mission is to go get a pint. That's what I feel like I really want today. That's my only aim for the rest of the day, is get the car running enough to go to that pub, because I sat there last night thinking, if only I had more time here, because I arrived so late and I'd rush around this morning. So yeah, so I'd quite happy in some ways that I can go back and, well, hopefully go back in a bit and just have a proper nice walk around, a nice relaxed evening, and camp somewhere and then try to get home tomorrow. I'll get recovered tomorrow if I can't get it sorted. But yeah, time is currently now 12:37. Yeah, my biggest problem at the moment, I'll show you, it's a first world,
Here's some info.
It's a first world problem, and that's my cool box is off, so my milk is gonna go horrible. So I'm running out of time. I need to get that sorted pretty quickly. Well, here we go. 14 miles in one day, and we've managed to come back round right where we started. Back to Land's End. And here is the signpost. A lot busier now than this morning. Yeah, nothing today went as planned, but instead we'll make do with what we've got, and it's a beautiful evening, got some nice scenery. Just gonna take you for a walk around Land's End and show you what it's all about, I guess. bad for a peasant. This is going to be my evening, sat on this rock. Just going to chill here for the next couple of hours and then set up another camp for the night. Worry about getting in tomorrow. Managed to find myself a new location. This car's getting taken to all the spots today. Doing a couple of miles and then parking up, couple of miles parking up. Wonder if I can do 150 miles like that. All that being said, I absolutely love the car. It is awesome. Just a pain in the ass.
In a quarter of a mile, the destination is on your right, Beach Road.
Well, that was the longest distance I've covered in the car today. That was like 6.8 miles. I know the alternate is getting hot, but I made it to St. Michael's Mount, so gonna chill out here, watch the sunset. I don't know if I'm gonna continue trying to limp it home tonight, but it'll be a long journey if I did, because I've still got 133 miles to go. But yeah, let's have a look at some of the scenery and get some food on the go. St. Michael's Mount. Left of the journey to get back to my workshop. Time is now 12:25 at night, Sunday morning. That has been the hardest journey for many years. Literally worked out, if I go below 30 mile an hour, the lights generally flickering on. You've got to blip the throttle, and because it's an auto, it's quite jolty and jerky, and you can't cruise. But over 30, the lights out, steering's fine, and yeah, I guess it's just the quicker you go, the cooler it stays. But yeah, the moment I slow right down, lights on, steering starts getting really heavy. Yeah, what an adventure. But I'll see you later on. Have it. Just got back. Battery light's still on. Back at the workshop. What an absolute mission. Time is now, show you quickly, 10 to 1 Sunday morning. I don't know, unreal. I'm actually amazed that I managed to get back. And my insulation pulleys worked as well. So there's a little tip in the future if you ever need. Didn't succeed in the main goal, but at least all the other things I needed to do today or wanted to do today, done them. Got to go to the pub, have a pint, and managed to get home. So win-win, but failed obviously the main target. The car is now back in the workshop. I've got a shopping list of parts I need to buy. The car actually cost me £850 to begin with. So take away the £150 worth of front tyres I put on it, so it leaves me with 700 quid that I will be putting into this one to get it back up and running. So part 3 will be buying all the new bits, stripping it all down, tying it up. Might do some other bits. This E46 has actually got a brand new set of eye-back lowering springs on, which I'm debating whether to put on it, because I'll be changing all the suspension on this one at a later date anyway. So yeah, an adventure. Wasn't the right one, but it was still a good adventure. So I will be back to do the Land's End John Groats probably in a few weeks' time. So look out for that one. But that's it for me on part 2.